Guys, welcome to my third video. Thank you for tuning in. Today I'm going to talk about how to stop cravings for junk food. So, today I'm going to show you how to get rid of your cravings for junk food. Not only will this help improve your health, it would also make it easier to lose weight and keep it off, since cravings for junk food are the strongest after a diet, which sucks because we end up regaining all the weight we struggle to lose. Sometimes we gain even more than we lost. That's why I believe this is one of the most important things to learn to be successful with weight loss. So in no particular order, here are 7 ways to stop cravings for junk food. Number 1, become a food snob and eat mindfully. Don't watch TV and avoid distractions when you eat junk food, and really try to savor the food. This way you can know if it's even worth it. Oftentimes, we eat junk food while watching TV or doing something else that distracts us from actually tasting the food. Once you start to focus on the flavor, you'll realize that most junk foods aren't even that good.
I mean, it's all right. Like, overrated as fuck, in my opinion. I mean,
Number 2, don't go longer than 4 hours without eating. Going more than 4 hours between meals increases your cravings, which makes it harder to resist junk food. This can be easily avoided by eating every 4 hours throughout your day. This helps keep your appetite and cravings low and manageable. Number 3, don't go on extreme diets. Don't avoid your favorite foods. Don't restrict your calories by more than 500 calories per day. I have found this to be very manageable and easy to sustain. If you want to cut more calories, just add cardio. Also, don't force yourself to eat foods you don't like, and don't completely change your eating habits. Instead, eat as usual, just less, move more, and slowly introduce healthier foods. And this is something I see with people often when they want to start eating healthy or they go on diets. They'll start eating like mostly salads. And I don't think that's sustainable unless you really like salads. But in my opinion, it's not worth it. Okay, it's not sustainable. You're gonna end up, your cravings are gonna go up too much, and you're gonna end up giving in, and you're just gonna end up overeating. So it's not worth it. Don't go on extreme diets. And number 4, make junk food harder to access. When you go grocery shopping, only buy 1 or 2 of your favorite indulgent meals. This way you have less temptations at home. And if for some reason you're craving something else that you didn't buy, just go ahead and go to the store and just buy 1 serving of whatever it is. That way, it's not just at home. You want to make it harder for yourself to give in to bad habits. And also keep whatever junk food you have at home out of sight. This makes it easier to resist, since what is out of sight is out of mind. So try to hide whatever junk food you have away from places that you just try to hide it so you don't see it as often. That way you don't waste your willpower having to resist. It's just easier. And if for some reason it's a junk food that you have to have in the fridge, just put it kind of like not in a solid bag that isn't see-through. That way you don't have to be looking at it every time. And then on the contrary, make healthier foods easier to access by placing them in plain view. And also, it helps if you want to make it easier to eat healthier. It also helps to buy like prepared vegetables, like frozen vegetables that are already chopped up and washed and partly cooked. That way all you have to do is just heat them up. Same thing with fruits. If you buy it already peeled and chopped, it's just easier. Basically you want to make it difficult to commit bad habits and easier to execute good habits. Also, try buying junk food in small pre-packed servings. So instead of buying 1 big bag of chips, buy the smaller 1-ounce bags. This way you save time, especially during a diet, so you don't have to measure the amount. And also it just makes it easier to eat smaller portions, which is healthier. Number 5, eat a regular serving of your favorite junk food daily. Avoiding your favorite foods will only increase your cravings for them. The best thing is to have a regular serving of your favorite junk foods daily. You could add it to 1 or all of your meals, it's up to you. Me personally, during the weekdays, since I work, I don't really have any junk food until dinner. Because I work, I don't get the craving for it at work, so I just wait until I get home. But on the weekends, when I'm off, I usually have a cheat meal, junk food, whatever, for lunch and dinner. But everybody's different, so just find what works for you. And also, eventually, you'll get tired of that food when you have it on a regular basis. And this is also something that happened to me personally a little more than a year ago. For like 2 months straight, I had a donut every day. And ever since then, that's been more than a year. I haven't had a donut since. I just kind of got tired of it. I don't see the deal. I don't see them as a big deal anymore. And that's also what that happens when you eat whatever junk foods you're craving regularly. You just eventually just get tired of them, and you won't want it for a long time. And also, by eating a regular serving of junk food daily, you'll get used to having smaller portions. Also, just by eating regular servings of junk food, you usually get used to them, like having smaller portions. Just because since you're having them daily, you don't have that desperate urge to like do it one last time, to just overeat one last time. Since you're having them all often, you'll be fine with just smaller portions. And also, avoiding your favorite foods makes you want to pig out, since you tell yourself it's going to be the last time. Number 6, find the triggers that are causing your cravings. This one takes some work, but it's effective. The way it's done is by writing down your thoughts after each meal. You could write about your cravings. If the meal was satisfying, did you overeat? If yes, why? Your emotions before and after your meal. Have you been eating every 4 hours, etc.? This will help you find out what is personally triggering your urges for junk food so that you can avoid these triggers and possibly replace junk food with some other activity. Now, this is probably one of the most important skills you could do to lower your cravings for junk food, because everybody has like individual triggers that cause them cravings to want to eat junk food. For instance, some people just had a stressful day at work, or maybe they were sad that day or feeling lonely or depressed. So that's what's good about writing down your thoughts when you overeat or you give into cravings. And that way you'll be able to find out what's triggering them and maybe be able to replace them with something else. For instance, if your cravings go up when you're sad or when you're lonely, you could just, instead of giving in to cravings, you could just go out with some friends or do some other sort of activity. And number 7, make your own meals instead of eating out. Restaurants add obscene amounts of fat, salts, and sugars, not only for flavor, but to make their foods more addictive, since these are high energy sources the body craves. You're less likely to overeat when you make your own food. I believe it's because you're seeing the food and what goes into it, so you're less likely to overdo it. The same principles apply to money. For instance, if you want to save money, it's best to use cash because you'll instantly feel the loss when you spend it. And it might take a bit longer to cook your own foods, but to me it's worth it since you'll save a lot of money. And here I have an example of a McChicken from McDonald's and a homemade chicken sandwich. And as you can see, the homemade chicken sandwich is like 3 times cheaper. And here I have another example of a Taco Bell versus homemade. And as you can see, the homemade taco, it's like 2 times cheaper. So it makes a difference, especially if you eat out often. You'll be saving hundreds by just making your own meals at home. And also, if you're interested in alternatives to like making healthy alternatives to junk food, check out our Remington James. I'll put his channel down in the description if you want to check it out. And just to recap, here are the top 7 skills to stop your cravings for junk food. Number 1, become a food snob and eat mindfully. Number 2, don't go longer than 4 waking hours without eating. 3, don't go on extreme restricting diets. 4, make junk food harder to access. Number 5, eat a regular serving of your junk foods daily, of your favorite junk foods daily. 6, find out what triggers your cravings. 7, make your own meals instead of eating out. And that's pretty much it for today. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I would like to answer your questions. And also, if you're interested in coaching, head down to my website and book a call, and so we could talk and see if we're a good fit and could work together. And well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.